ponds with blinds. And there was a guy up there called Wave Staley, and he was the caretaker. He'd go up and they had a dredge and he'd dredge out ponds and whatever. And in summertime, he ran a charter service for fishing. And these boat pictures are probably his. We'd go up there maybe once a summer and go fishing on his boat for bass or whatever the heck they were catching in Lake Erie on the Canadian side.
And he was Canadian?
He was Canadian. And so was, what was his name? I don't think of it. He was a sales rep for one of the boat hardware companies. Herb Hill. He was, I don't know if he was dual citizenship or what, but they had property in both Canada and the States. Yikes. Yeah, I don't think I've seen all these.
Maybe not. Do you have a collection of archives, albums?
Not really.
Not really. I think, Uncle Fran, I think, had all the slides in Grand Island. I think they've already digitized that stuff.
Yeah, Katie sent.
I think Ann sent us a whole bunch of pictures one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These may be them.
A DVD.
No, they sent, and Annie sent me a flash drive with a lot of pictures on them. So, she scanned them a long time ago.
I thought that color one sneak in there.
Colors extra.
Well, some of those look like they were color and they faded.
No. Scanning software, some of them can bring them back, sometimes they can't. Even 35 millimeter, like the slides, mom's slides that she has in her closet. I'm amazed at how many of the Kodachrome slides turned out so well. Because the colors, some of them are just gorgeous. Like depending on how it was kept, it looked like it was shot yesterday. Like, some of them were really good. And then others, not so much. They turned red, faded really fast. But see, these I've never seen. These are the only prints I have, and so those I know I scanned basically everything I saw. I didn't know if I had negatives later or not. Sometimes I'll scan a print and I'll find a negative. I'll rescan the negative. And depending on which one turned out better, I'll keep whichever. But most of the time, like these are originals. I don't know where the negatives are of these. So either Aunt Annie has them and she never scanned them, or they're gone to history, and this is all that's left.
Sometimes those that celluloid doesn't hold up.
No.
It becomes crisp and becomes ash.
Yeah.
The one time there was a movie show at the Grand Island, not Grand Island House, at the Buffalo House, and as it was running through the movie projector, it was getting burnt. It was burning up with the heat.
Burning as it went along.
It was.
I remember sometimes I'd stop in a show and they had to stop because the film broke, and we're sitting there for like 10 minutes while the guy splices it again. Yeah. And then you got a free ticket on when you left. Last time that ever happened to me was watching Die Another Day.
Rob was that guy. Rob used to work in the movie theater.
No. Now they don't even do that anymore. It's all computerized. It's all digital. It's all on a timer. Like, well, that's no fun.
We have some posters that used to belong to the movie theater. had more, but we had a little bit of a flood one time in the basement and had to close
Oh,
it out.
yeah.
We made it rain in the basement.
Mom liked to save everything, but she never organized any of it. She never got the
Sounds familiar.
she never got the bug to do albums. So Mom always had these boxes full of photos, and they're in the envelopes, but they're not in albums or
We've
anything.
got a lot like that.
We got boxes of those.
We've got a craft room to now get it organized. You want me to have a bunch of albums and I don't know what they are?
Mom actually, when she first started scanning them, because I asked her to do it, like, you got to get these things out of the box, or at least organize them, because I don't know what they are. So you're the only one with the decent enough memory to know where we all went for all these things. So the first time through, we bought one of those little scanner box all-in-one kits that you can buy for like 80, $100. And all it does is take a picture of the whatever you're putting in.
He's got one of those, I think.
Yeah. And so Mom started doing all that, and they never turned out good because either she wouldn't clean it, so there would be hair, flakes, the color wasn't that good, or she put it in upside down, but she would label all the envelopes of where we went and the year. So when I went back, when I got a newer scanner, it's like, I'm going to do this a little bit better, get a higher resolution print. It didn't take me as long to organize it all because most of the envelopes were dated. And so all I had to do was I took up this whole dining room table, a whole bedroom, and I just laid them out by year. And then I grouped the year and I started scanning each year. And it didn't take too long. Well, I mean, it took a year. Yesterday was the first time you could actually see the dining room table. It was covered. And then I still have everything back here. And I still haven't put everything in an envelope, in sleeves yet. That's another mess. But I at least wanted it all on the computer first. So that's all archived. I just wish Mom could see what I
Is that
did.
Tara?
Tara, Mickey.
Bad ear for ice damage.
I didn't realize you guys took so many pictures of me with a Polaroid. Like my whole first year is all on a Polaroid. And Mom didn't do anything to protect them all. I found those in a plastic bag. It's like, okay.
We have a mixed thing of Robert with some of that. His baptism was done with Polaroid, but they're in books, but the colors didn't hold.
Really?
A lot of them look faded out and browning out.
My Polaroids still are somewhat in good condition. Just in a bag. I just had to sit and organize them. And then once I got them organized, I'd put them in a bag in a binder. And then I find another stack of like 30 of them. So now I have to take everything back out and reorganize them by date and judge them and then re-enter them all back in again and redo the binder again. But. Did you ever see this one as a kid? It's probably looked better since you remember it. But it's their wedding album.
Oh.
Well, what's left of the wedding album.
Did you tell him after Leo did the phone call what Annie told you about the business?
It's,
It's all empty. They moved out.
yeah, they were working on moving it.
It's
Yeah.
all done.
It's all done.
Store's empty. No one has it. Eric's renting the service side though. He's gonna run his own little service business for a year. I
Geez, I
guess.
think it's
Yeah, most of those I think you did see. I think that album is what one of the albums I sent you.
oh, this is the pedagogically correct picture.
I know. What's in the one that folds out? Is that the picture with the grandpas? playing cards or something?
It's a kitty picture.
Oh, it's a kitty picture.
Mm.
Oh, with them together, that's Fran and Ann, Fran and Kate.
Yep.
And you know that there was a baby boy that was between Aunt Kate and Dad?
It's kinda like the gap between Rob and Ross then, and there was a girl.
Oh, was there? I don't know the whole story, I don't know if, baby died at birth, or baby made it a couple days,
Yeah, a few days, I think.
2 days?
Had a heart defect.
Oh, I had never heard that part.
Yeah, you did, because the first time I heard about any of this stuff was at their house, sitting around the dining room table.
Yeah,
And I went, what?
The baby have a name?
I don't know.
Robert, I think.
What?
Robert?
Robert?
Believe so.
I don't
Yeah.
remember, it's been so long, I don't remember. So Robert, you had an uncle that was Robert for a while.
Hey, Uncle Carl, do you
Is that
remember
why
this?
Dad got that as his middle name?
No, that was a grandfather's name. Robert is a grandfather's
I
name.
know, but Dad came after that baby and ends up with that name as a middle name.
I've seen that,
Do you have a copy of it?
no.
It's too big for the scanner. I've tried to figure a way to, and there's the caption on the back for the code.
That's the equivalent of you guys getting your picture taken down
At
at
Hard Plaza.
our plaza. That was our ice skating pond, and some guy from the paper came out, what are you guys doing?
Oh, maybe you could get it done at Kinko's or something like that.
You spelled your last name wrong though.
That's nothing new.
Yeah, whatever.
Brobill.
Oh, we've got mail like that.
Billy Burke.
Yeah,
You
this
play
one-
with Billy, don't you have one of Billy Burke's trains?
Yes, I have one of his engines. Actually, two, I think.
He'll never get them back.
There's a Navy, it's a blue Navy. Work engine.
Which one
Yeah.
are you?
The bigger one.
Alright,
In the
I thought
red?
it was the small one. I thought you were in the yellow.
Let him see it
No.
closer.
The red one.
Where's the story?
In the corner, in the box, on the bottom. Turn it around, it's in the bottom corner.
I'm fading.
Can you
That's one
move to
that's-
the living room?
Moved it over.
Numbut.
The storms, though, that's when the storms would bring all the water up from the river and flood this area. Cause that was dry in the summer. There's a picnic area up, there was a hill up here with called the Lookout. It was a concrete platform that was at the road level. And then down below was bathrooms, I think. But in the hill that went down, we used to use for sledding sometimes, but this whole area here was just flat. And then the winter, there's rivers out here, and the storms would bring the water in, and that became a good skiing spot. Some years no. Some years we'd go back, behind Billy Burke's house, there was a big forest, and go find a pond back there to ski on. And then one year they had up at the, forgot what they called the main building in the park. I don't think of it. It was like a place you could use for parties and weddings and big ballroom. But next to that was they had paddleball courts. Yeah. And
Handball?
tennis courts.
I'm sure you said that.
And they decided a few years to flood that area and turn it into a skating rink. It was all free. And they had a little building that was there that they used to sell rent the paddles, stuff out of, and they heated that in the wintertime, so when you used to leave that open, you could go down there and
Put your
have a nice
skates
place
on.
to, warm place to put your skates on and go skate for a while, and sometimes they'd shovel it off, sometimes we'd shovel it off. You have to get dropped off for that excursion, and then somebody'd come and pick us up.
Okay, time's up, time to
Time's
go
up.
home.
That's before watches and phones and whatever. Hey, get out of here! Gotta go. All right.
It's just a copy of the magazine.
What's that? Oh,
Boat shop.
the
Ad.
new, the new building.
Is there any pictures of the old
Curia
one?
19.
I have one
Well,
picture.
it burned
of
down in 73 when we got married. Where's the old building?
That's what Chrissy just asked.
I never saw the old one.
I have one
It
picture.
was
of the
before
old
you
one, yeah.
existed.
Well, there was an old building here that used to be 2 stories, probably taller than 2 stories. And I think it was a car dealership. They had like a showroom area, and then in between there was like an open driveway area, and behind it was a shop area for working on cars. They had lifts. And then the building next door to that, I'm not sure what that was, but it was all old. And then this building, they took over that old building and made it into the first dealership, and this building they built as a new shop space, because the shop space was what the old service bay for the cars was, and it wasn't adequate.
So that's the part Eric had now then?
Huh?
That's the part that Eric's gonna use?
Right, yeah, they must have let him,
Block it off
Have
or
that.
something.
because I remember there was a big elevation change from the floor level of this building was way lower than the floor level of this building. Or the old building. I don't remember how these two meshed together now. I can't remember.
I don't remember the building very
And there was a
much.
big old, next to this building, there was a big old freight elevator that went up and down. You had to go in, you activated it by pulling on the cable.
Like a dumbwaiter?
Yeah, you reach your hand in this opening and pull on the cable, and you hear this go donk. And then the stupid thing wouldn't stop at the right level all the time, so you had to kind of,
Jump.
no, you had to kind of look at it and then grab the cable and see if you could stop it. And work it up and down.
That's unsafe.
Sometimes you had to try to get boats on dollies that go over these little
Left.
3 or 4 inch steps with a steel wheel. And it'd be pretty level. And that upstairs used to be a bowling alley way back when. And they took that over, and there was a nice floor. It must have been all the old bowling alley floor, because it was all this nice hardwood,
Sure.
Yeah.
narrow
Oh,
floor up in there. That's where they had storage for
Oh,
boats that they bought.
he ran out of batteries and fell asleep on top of her. He still really needs that second nap
Who dat?
sometimes. Leo fell asleep on her. Street.
Remember Sesame Street?
It's pretty fun now.
Do all kinds of interesting things.
And there's songs, Leo dances.
There's like Muppets. I don't remember.
Like-
Like I've never really remembered.
Well, there's new ones.
Their favorite is Bluey,
That's a cartoon.
Disney
But
cartoon.
there's points to some of those shows, to the Bluey.
They're Australian, they're
They all
they're
have a
dingoes.
lesson in there.
They're dingoes. And there's a mum
Mom is the mom.
Dad.
They're Australian.
and Bingo,
Is the little one.
little one, and Bluey is the.
But they're girls.
Bingo's about 3
And they're all-
and
yeah.
Bluey's like
6.
5.
Mom is
4 and
beige,
6 or something.
Dad is blue, Bingo is beige, and Bluey is blue.
One of them's a healer,
They're
they call it a
Australian.
healer.
Blue healer.
Blue healer.
That's the kind of dog Tori's family has.
But yeah, they have a lot of interesting.
And then the interpretations of their English to our English is kind of fun. That we go to takeout and they go to takeaway.
Yeah, that's,
Takey outy.
and it's realistic things, they go to this takeaway to get Chinese food,
Takeaway.
and they're waiting for their
Stuff and it wasn't on time.
Egg
Spring
rolls.
rolls.
You're getting, so,
Oh,
Oh no!
but it went in here, right?
No, but you got it on one of the flowers.
Oh, all right, we'll rinse it. No biggie.
they're waiting for egg rolls, and the kids are getting bored, and they decide to play order from the restaurant, so they get a takeout menu off the wall, and one's asking what they want. And then one says, Dad, I'm thirsty. So there's a water spigot coming out of the wall.
Oh, did I cut these already?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I don't know.
And then
Well, you'll tell when you
Put them in.
they get a drink out, and then they forget to shut the water faucet off, it goes all over the sidewalk.
It won't stop.
Then the other one has to pee.
We
There's
call
no
it,
place to go, so he's holding them up to the bush.
okay, let's go. It's a bush pea, Dad.
It's a bush pee. Are you done yet? Not yet.
I had to go and now it's stuck. It's really cute. How many we
Slip
got
slide
there?
around, knock the food off the table, and then Dad decides
Ten?
his bath knife.
Yeah, 10. I count 10.
Okay, 2 more for this.
Turns the water spigot on and throws them all into there.
The dad always seems to
Have more
play certain
patience.
things, but he messes up sometimes, or he ends up getting himself in a pickle where the kids they take advantage of him a little bit, and then he learns. Oh, all right. And then there's ones where the kids are playing with friends, and normal kid drama comes up, and they learn how to play together. And there's one,
At the preschool.
Shadowlands one is a good one. Well, Calypso is my favorite one. But Shadowlands is good. They're out playing in a park, and they make up a game. You can only be in the land where the shadow is from the sun. Because there's a cloudy day, but there's all these places that are sunny and cloudy, and you have to get from this Shadowland to the one where all the parents are, and there's like a big gap in the middle. With the friend, there's a friend that wants to keep changing the rules, so that's how she plays.
Or spy game, where they go around and they have to make it some kind of magic
Well,
potion.
before you pull more out, why don't you get this put into that vase? You gotta cut these.
All right, these
These
are
are-
cut. Just
Cause
a
these
little
already
tiny-
got pulled apart. They're just waiting to get cut.
Okay.
Dad, how do you like them?
Let go.
Nice, I like it like that.
You show 'em?
White,
Baby's breath.
whatever they call it, accent,
Baby breath.
accent flowers.
Here, you hold these and pass them to her.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just putting them.
Kind of tall, aren't they? Supposed to be shorter than
The baby's breath?
supposed
Probably.
to be shorter than yours and stuff.
Well, that one is kind of
Same,
small.
yeah.
Right. Chop them down more.
Chop, chop.
See, the time change, it doesn't, Chrissy thought it was earlier than it is. She thought it was 6. The time!
Well,
What's that?
Gray walls that were made out of gray stone. And I said, oh, that's great clay, which was her childhood home. She said, no, not great clay. She goes, there's 4 walls. Well, the nurse, who was so good, she said, a lot of times people see the pearly gates and interpret it as walls. She could look over it. She couldn't get through it because she wasn't dead yet. But she was up checking it out. You know how they say sometimes when you're almost gone because you're going up there and you're just kind of looking, but you can't get in. So I think he was her guardian angel.
Maybe.
It was really an amazing journey. It was quite interesting. Usually at 3:30 in the morning. And a lot of times I'll still wake up at 3:30 in the morning. I'm going, okay, they're thinking about me, Mom, or something.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. But don't you feel like you and your mom just like were one, you know?
Yeah, she waited for us.
Yeah.
Like I remember, because I had her on video, because that's when I called, and that's when EMS was there. And as soon as EMS driver said that, you know, she's not gonna make it, and so when I told her I'd be right there, and so we drove over there, and got all green lights, got there, and she heard my voice. I think she was there, and I don't think I was there for like an hour, but I don't think she lasted for more than like 20 minutes since I was there. But the thing is, they already pronounced her, and I'm wondering if it's the EMS driver being nice because they wouldn't let us in. So I'm thinking he pronounced her early so I could go in
Exactly.
and at least have some time.
I love that.
Because I mean, I'm sure they do this all the time. The deal just to get over the rule.
That is a great.
Because I was in there, it's like, why is? I thought I missed her. I really did. And as soon as I started talking to her and everything, all of a sudden I noticed her she's still breathing. And so that's when I just sat down and just kind of cried on it. And we just talked about it. But yeah. But that's the only way I could do, because I got confused because after she was gone, it's like I told them out there, and it's like the nurse like said, no, she was pronounced earlier. It's like, but she was breathing, but she was. I mean, I
Maybe she came back.
I don't know.
I've
My
heard that
voice.
happening.
But yeah, she heard me though.
What a wonderful moment that was, that you were with her.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really good. Because she would have had it no other way.
No, I don't know how much suffering she had, because it's like every single time I see her, it's like, are they taking care of you in here? You know, because sometimes I'm wondering, because sometimes her mouth is dry. It's like no one's giving you water. Let me give you some water, brush your teeth, clean you up a little bit. And she can't tell me, she can't do anything about it. And like the last day, it's like I looked on her and she wasn't moving, but it's like how can she say it? Like, 'cause she can't talk or anything, like she can't interact the same way. So it's
She
like,
was listening though.
yeah.
She was listening. I know they say that hearing is the last thing to go. The day Mom passed, it was on her birthday. She died 4 days.
Trying a video. Yeah.
If we get any more, it's gonna fall off the wall. Is Dad coming?
Yeah, it's behind.
Actually, go up this way.
Okay.
That's a steeper step over here.
Just following you. I'm gonna put some hot. So the hot sauce tastes better than the non-hot sauce, probably because it has more kick. So they probably just took the hot out and just made that to satisfy people who didn't think they like this.
I'm not gonna try it.
Not worth it.
Not even just a little?
No.
No.
I don't have a bunch of taco chips to take the spice out today.
You have a lot of bread. Oh, 2 slices of bread?
No.
But she wants your food.
Oh, okay.
That's still up on bread.
Oh, yeah, you got it. Oh. Had the last.
Really want the heartburn.
Yeah.
Your potato sauce,
Not bad.
it's edible, it's called mashed up.
Yeah.
I found my vitamins.
Oh, good.
I forgot I put them in a Tums container. Because I at the end of a Tums container would pack that, and then I put my vitamins in with it. So when I was looking, I kept going, that's Tums, that's that. I forgot.
Ooh, the bread. So doughy. Hot sauce.
Mops it up good.
Good bread.
Oh, yeah.
question, everybody got your phones before you leave here?
Drive back.
Well, and then it'll be closed by the time they got here.
Thing is, you still have to come back. It's a long way from home. You'll be your phone. Especially when there's no lights. You gotta be careful not to hit a deer.
Oh, great. Mom was saying on the way here it's gonna be dark.
Really dark because there's no street lights.
Yeah, a friend of mine hit a deer. It just bounced off him, destroyed the hood and the front quarter panel, and then went back. Deer got up and
Oh my
went
God.
off.
Well, you remember Robert hit a deer. Actually, the deer hit Robert.
Yeah.
Destroyed his side of his car.
Totaled it.
You gotta be careful.
And then he had to use my car as his rental.
Because he didn't have a rental agreement on it.
Because he's cheap.
He learned the hard way.
Well, don't hit a deer.
I bet he doesn't have rental right now.
I don't know.
What?
Does Robert pay for rental on his car policies now?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Not my problem.
Mine neither. You knew.
For the amount of accidents the two of them get into, you think he would.
Right. When I wrinkled the truck, it was wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, here's your appointment with the collision shop. And call Enterprise. Call Enterprise. We'll pick you up at the collision shop.
Well, I can one up that. Remember the commercials for Progressive? How you just walk in and they hand you the keys? 3 minutes. I was in and out. They walked around the car with me real fast. Okay, here's your keys to your rental, and there it is. Goodbye. Come back and pick up the car on this day. That was it. Just like the commercial. That was when I got rear-ended at a red light. Sunfire.
Over Shaner and 12.
14. Because they pushed me from Warren into Sterling Heights and we weren't sure which cops to call. We called the wrong city first. I got pushed into Sterling Heights, so I called them. They're like, you need to call Warren. Fine.
Wonderful.
Very good.
It was worth the
Even the
drive.
size is good. I don't think you need all that stuff.
Yeah, he doesn't usually, he's picky.
I figure it would be the jalapeno mayonnaise thing salad.
It's delicious.
Good.
I didn't care that much for the coleslaw, it was vinegar-based coleslaw.
Oh, I like that. In the summertime, it's real nice to have.
It wasn't bad once I started eating it.
Somehow you suffered through.
Yeah, finished the whole thing off.
This chicken was good.
Yeah.
It is. I'm taking this home.
Lunch.
If they let me.
Oh, there we go.
You paid for it.
I paid for it.
Maybe a few extra napkins to ramp it up.
You want dessert?
You left on those bones. Good enough to feed your dog.
I don't have a dog. This one's really good. I did good. I did good.
It's called a half and half. It probably is a scoop of.
Whose house is that?
That is the next door neighbors on Grand Island. That's Getz's.
That's
Is that the lures or the other side?
The other side.
Yeah.
Okay.
He used to own a oil company in Tonawanda.
And then
It was right over the Grand Island Bridge. It was Getz Oil. So he was a pretty well-to-do guy. That's a Florida room.
Then there was a widow that lived there.
He had that, well, one of the docks that was in one of those other pictures. Had a boat lift, cover with a boat lift. I don't know if it was in this album or
Oh, you haven't seen this album.
not. Okay.
You haven't seen this album. I forgot to pull this one out, so.
But he died. And then his wife, I remember before we had black and white, or before we had color television, he had a color television. I remember going over there on New Year's Day and watching the Rose Parade in color. It's like, oh, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
He died and his wife died, and his sister wound up taking over the house.
I think I
So
know.
when I was a kid, I used to go over there and help her. I cut their grass on our grass because he had the same kind of lawnmower.
Yeah.
And he had Cadillacs. And the garage door systems back then were boxes about this big under the hood. And they had tubes in them, vacuum tubes.
Uh-huh.
So the thing would go on the fritz once in a while. I like to play with that kind of stuff. So I took all the tubes out, take them up to the drugstore, stick them in the machine,
Yeah, I
and
remember
test
you
them.
used to- yeah.
Because Fran, when he was in Germany, he had a stereo shipped home from Germany. It was all full of vacuum tubes. And when he was gone, the thing would go on the fritz. I'd take all the tubes out, take them up there and play with it. Same thing with the televisions.
Yeah, we used to do that with our black and white TV. If something wasn't right, we didn't know which tube. It was take them out, take them to the drugstore, and it had a machine. You just plug them in and turn the thing on, and it would give you an error message or something. I forgot if you had to buy a tube where you bought it, but
Well, you could buy right from the drugstro. If I remember right, they had a
Yeah.
testing machine, and then they had tubes for sale underneath. And when they couldn't, if stuff like Franny's stereo was German, some of the stuff you couldn't get that way. So there was a guy in Black Rock or Tonawanda that had a store, and I think he was German, and he sold a lot of that German-made electronic stuff. So you'd go there and get the tubes.
did I meet the sister that had got the house?
Talk to you soon on the phone, okay?
Okay.
Take care of each other.
Bye, guys. Boy. Whole trip and we didn't even play Monopoly.
Well,
When you get around to the other side, you're going to be loaded up with the cars. Now, the car show ends at 10 o'clock. So, and that's usually kind of a good time too to check, because you'll see the cars leaving and driving on the road, and you get a lot of times better picture of them moving.
And then here, when you guys are done, tell me. I'll lift up the hood. Ready? Okay. And those are audit scrolls to show you how many times this is opened up. Because the boss would be the only one who should open it up.
Wow.
So the boss would know what numbers were on there. And then this is the counter for how many times this is opened up. You have to open it up to reset it. The boss would know that if it was 194, and he looks at it, opens it up, and it's at 196, then somebody was in here resetting the counter for the money, because that's how they audited the drawer.
Oh, wow.
Can you open it up again? I want to hear that.
How
Oh,
heavy is
yeah.
that thing?
Huh?
How heavy is it?
Oh, it's a couple $100 for sure.
I just want to hear that classic.
Yeah. You ready? Tell me when.
Go ahead.
just want to take a picture of that inside.
Oh, well, here, I'm going to take a sound, and I'll be right there.
Yeah, it's classic. Beautiful. You were saying what now?
Okay, I said I bought an X100F, and I said, you know what? I want this to be the last camera I buy.
Right.
Something along, I'm paraphrasing, right? Along that lines,
Yeah,
right?
we can go back.
Yeah.
We can go back to the video.
Check the tape, right?
Yeah, right.
But then, of course, I lied because I bought the XT3, right? And now, eventually, I sold the X100F.
So you sold
camera.
it.
I sold it. The camera that I said I was gonna keep forever, basically, right? I sold it.
You sold it, and you got this one.
And I got this one.
So this is the new camera that you're never gonna.
Well, I will sell this eventually.
Well, that was how long ago? That was like a year ago, right?
Yeah,
a year ago that you said you were gonna.
Yeah.
So the camera's for you last a year.
Actually, it was a couple of years ago. No, I take it back because it was like 2018, I think, when we
Okay.
did that.
So it took you, and you, what year did you, when did you sell it?
I sold it at the end of last year.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
It's
So I
fine.
had it for a couple of years.
It's fine.
Only had like 5,000 maybe actuations on it.
All right.
Not bad.
Okay.
But you know what? Here's the thing. The reason I sold it is because I'm likely going to get the X100V, which is the newest model
I have
of
no idea
that
what
camera.
I don't know the Fuji line.
Yeah,
at
yeah.
all.
So it's basically it's a fixed lens camera, right?
You need to go into like a lease model. You start buying cameras, just
Yeah.
lease them.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I've stopped buying gear. Well, okay, I lied because I bought this 16mm 1.4 lens.
Yeah.
It's a little bit out of my comfort zone. It's a little too wide, but I'm actually challenging myself, so that's why I have it on today.
Can everybody actually gather around in one place? Let me figure out one place. I thought he was part of the group. Get that man a yellow sticker.
How about we stand with our backs against the wall over there?
Well, we're okay. Yeah, I'm gonna stand back here,
Oh, okay.
and I will talk to you from over by the pillar. I lean a lot. I have. I broke my back 5 years ago. I got backed up into by an Uber driver. Then I had COVID, and while my back was healing, and then flipped over 10 years ago to do this full time, and it's been a wonderful, amazing ride.
One of Mom's roses. I'm gonna flatten it and see if I can preserve it. Let's see, we're gonna take 2 encyclopedias. And we'll use 2 of them that's never been opened. They're still sealed. And we'll see how it goes. One with Bill Clinton, 96, 97, huh? The update. I guess that's how it works.